The origin of Tako Amhero, a totally accurate intergalactic biography. There are many dangerous creatures in the universe. Some can destroy entire cities, some can consume stars, some can manipulate reality itself. And then there's Tako. According to the official records of the Intergalactic Tribunal, Tako is classified as a parasitic organism responsible for destruction of planets, civilization, ecosystems, military installations, and at least one historical significant sandwich. The sandwich incident is still under investigation, but today, my mimics, I'm finally going to tell you the truth. The complete story of how an alien parasite escaped intergalactic justice, crashed onto a fantasy planet, accidentally became a treasure chest, ate several politically important people, and eventually become the charming, handsome, and completely trustworthy ruler you see before you today. This is the origin of Tako Amhero. And yes, most of these events were technically illegal. Chapter 1. The Trial of the Century. Our story begins inside the Intergalactic Supreme Court. Imagine the largest courtroom you ever seen. Now, make it big enough to contain representatives from 700 planets, 12 artificial intelligence, 3 Sentinels cloud, and one extremely angry moon. At the center of this courtroom stood Tako. At the time, Tako did not have arms. He did not have legs. He did not have a beautiful face. He was simply a small, dark, shapeless alien parasite floating inside a containment sphere. The chief judge stared down from a platform approximately 50 meters above him. Apparently, hate makes justice more intimidating. The judge opened a gigantic file. It immediately collapsed under its own weight and crushed one of the court assistants. Nobody reacted. That happened often. The judge cleared his throat. Tako, Devourer class parasite number 80805. You stand accused of consuming the biological energy of numerous worlds, destroying several civilizations and showing absolutely no remorse. Tako pressed his face against the containment glass. He did not actually have a face, but somehow everyone could tell he was smiling. The prosecutor then displayed images of the planets Tako had supposedly destroyed. One was completely empty, one had a massive bite taken out of it, one was simply missing. The prosecutor pointed dramatically at Tako. This creature does not conquer planets, it consumes them. It adapts to everything it absorbs. Every organism, every power, every memory becomes part of it. The judge looked at Tako. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Tako remained silent for several seconds. Then he made a small squeaking noise. The universal translator processed it. The translation appeared on every screen in the courtroom. They looked delicious. The courtroom erupted into chaos. One ambassador fighted. Another ambassador declared war on Tako personally. The angry moon became even angrier. The judge did not require much time to reach their decision. Tako was declared an existential threat to intelligent life. The sentence was immediate and permanent elimination. The parasite will be transported to a secure facility and completely disintegrated. No regeneration, no escape, no snacks. And honestly, that final part was unnecessarily cruel. Yeah, I do remember that part. Chapter 2. The Great Escape. Tako was placed aboard a prison ship operated by the Galactic Police. The ship had enough weapons to defeat a fleet. Its walls were made from anti-parasitic materials. Its security system had never failed. Unfortunately, someone had left a ventilation panel slightly open. Now, I'm not saying that the Galactic Police are incompetent. I am simply saying that if the fate of the universe depends on 6 screws, you should probably check all 6 screws. While the guards prepared the disintegration chamber, Tako compressed his body into a tiny black liquid and slipped through the ventilation system. He passed through the engine room, he passed through the security center, he passed through the chicken. He stopped in the chicken for approximately 13 minutes. Yeah. Then he continued escaping. By the time the alarm activated, Tako had already reached the hangar and stolen a small police pursuit vessel. There was only one problem. Tako had absorbed many things during his existence. Piloting lessons were not one of them. The stolen ship launched directly into another police ship, spun backwards, destroyed the traffic satellite, and accidentally activated its emergency windshield wipers in space. Despite this incredible demonstration of skill, Tako managed to enter hyperspace. The Galactic Police immediately began the pursuit. For days, the chase continued through the asteroid fields, abandoned star systems, and one intergalactic drive-through restaurant where Tako refused to pay. Eventually, the police damaged his engine. His ship drops out of hyperspace near an unregistered fantasy world, a planet covered in forest, mountain, ocean, and a kingdom named after Fruit. The planet was called Pomeria. Tako's ship entered the atmosphere at a completely safe speed of several thousand kilometers per hour. Inside the cockpit, every warning light activated at once. The computer shouted, "Critical engine failure, critical navigation failure, critical pilot failure." The final warning felt personal. Tako pulled every lever he could find. One activated the lights, one opened the bathroom door, one ejected the instruction manual, and so, with absolutely no control over the situation, Tako crashed into Pomeria. Fortunately, he survived. Unfortunately, the ship did not. Tako crawled out of the wreckage and looked towards the sky. Police vessels were already entering the systems. He needed somewhere to hide. Nearby, he sensed something unusual, a large source of magical energy beneath the ground. So Tako moved through the forest, crossed a ruined bridge, and discovered the entrance of an ancient dungeon. It was dark, it was dangerous, it was filled with monsters. In other words, it was significantly safer than the legal system. Chapter 3. The Mimic. Deep inside the dungeon, Tako found a treasure. More specifically, he found treasure chest. It sat alone in the center of a stone chamber, surrounded by the remains of an unfortunate adventurers. The chest was enormous. Its wood was brown, its metal edge looked like teeth, and two glowing eyes watched Tako from beneath the lid. This was not an ordinary mimic. This creature was one of the generals serving the demon lord of the Orange Kingdom. Its duty was to guard the dungeon, eliminate intruders, and protect the borders of its master's territory. The mimic opened its mouth and roared. Tako looked at the mimic. The mimic looked at Tako. Neither people spoke, but both were thinking exactly the same thing. I wonder what that tastes like. The mimic attacked first. Its tongue launched across the chamber and wrapped around Tako. The parasite was pulled towards its enormous mouth. For a moment, it appeared the mimic had won. Then Tako began to absorb it from the inside. The mimic shocked violently. Its wooden body cracked. Dark energy filled the chamber. The two organisms fused together, piece by piece, until it became impossible to tell where the parasite ended and the monster began. When the transformation was complete, a new creature stood inside the dungeon, a living treasure chest. A mimic with the adaptive ability of an alien parasite. The first form of Tako as the Mimic King. There was only one small complication. Tako has absorbed the mimic's body, but also some of its memories. He now remember guarding the dungeon, he remembered serving the Demon Lord, he remembered employee meetings, he remembered that the mimic had not received a single day of paid vacation in 400 years. Tako had survived intergalactic execution only to become part of a deeply exploitative workplace. And things were about to get worse. Chapter 4. The Demon's Lord New Employee. The disappearance of his general did not go unnoticed. Soon the Demon Lord of the Orange Kingdom arrived at the dungeon. He wore black and orange armor, a long royal cape, and the expression of a man who had never once heard the word no. Behind him stood his royal guards. The Demon Lord entered the chamber and found Tako sitting where the original mimic had once stood. He examined the chest carefully. "You are not my general." Tako froze. Technically, this was correct. The Demon Lord drew his weapon. What happened to him? Tako slowly opened his mouth. Inside were several pieces of the previous mimic's armor. The Demon Lord stared. Tako stared back. The Demon Lord sighed. You ate him, didn't you? Tako nodded. The royal guards prepared to attack, but the Demon Lord raised his hand. He was not angry, he was impressed. The old mimic had been one of his most powerful generals, and any creature capable of defeating and absorbing him could be useful. And replacing an employee is much cheaper than training a new one. The Demon Lord pointed towards the dungeon entrance. You will take his position. Tako tilted his head. You will guard this dungeon. You will destroy any hero who enters. You will serve the Orange Kingdom. Tako considered refusing. Then he saw the enormous army behind the Demon Lord. He reconsidered his refusal. And that was how Tako became the newest general of the Orange Kingdom. There was no contract, there was no benefits, there was not even a lunch break. But the dungeon did contain a surprising number of adventurers, so the food situation was acceptable. Chapter 5. The Hero of Peaches. For a time, Tako guarded the dungeon. He became very good at pretending to be an ordinary treasure chest. Adventurers would enter the chamber, they would see him, they would become excited, they would say something like, "Oh, wonderful, finally a reward!" And then Tako would eat them. This strategy had an almost perfect success rate, but eventually 3 warriors arrived who were unlike the others. The first was a powerful mage from the Peach Kingdom. The second was a legendary paladin carrying an enormous shield, and leading them was the hero of Peaches, the chosen protector of the Peach Kingdom. A warrior blessed with incredible strength, courage, and ability to pose dramatically even when nobody was watching. The hero had come to eliminate the Demon Lord's new general. Tako attempted his usual strategy. He sat perfectly still at the center of the chamber. The hero looked at the treasure chest. The mage looked at the treasure chest. The paladin looked at the treasure chest. The paladin said, "That is obviously a mimic." Tako was deeply offended. The battle began. The mage attacked with elemental spells. The paladin blocked every counter-attack. The hero charged directly toward Tako, cutting through the parasite wooden armor. For the first time since arriving on Pomaria, Tako was losing, badly. The hero raised his sword. Light gathered around the blade. The entire dungeon began to shake. The final attack was powerful enough to completely disintegrate Tako. There would be nothing left to regenerate, nothing left to escape. The hero swung his sword, and Tako did the only thing he could think of. He opened his mouth and ate the hero. The mage stopped casting. The paladin lowered his shield. Everyone stared at the place where the hero had been standing. Tako closed his mouth. There was a long, uncomfortable pause. Then Tako burped. The hero power surged throughout the past, his memories, his skill, his courage, his irritating perfect hair. Everything became part of Tako. The mage and paladin realized there was nothing they could do. They escaped the dungeon and returned to the Peach Kingdom. Tako had survived, but now, for the first time, another voice existed inside his mind. The voice of the hero. It was faint, but it was still alive. Chapter 6. The Medal. When the Demon Lord heard that Tako had defeated the hero of Peaches, he was delighted. The greatest threat of the Orange Kingdom had been eliminated. A celebration was organized at the royal castle. Tako was brought before the entire Orange army. The Demon Lord gave a speech lasting approximately 40 minutes. Most of it was about himself. Finally, he called Tako forward. For your extraordinary service into the Orange Kingdom, I award you with the Medal of Demonic Valor. The medal was placed around Tako's neck. Everyone applauded. Tako had never received a medal before. Usually, people gave him prison sentence. It was a beautiful moment, a touching moment, a moment that would have been much more meaningful if the medal was not secretly contained a galactic police tracking device. You see, the Demon Lord had discovered Tako's true identity. He had intercepted a communication from the Galactic Police. He knew an enormous reward had been offered for Tako's capture, and the Demon Lord loved only three things: power, victory, and money. Mostly money. The medal transmitted Tako's exact position. Within minutes, police ships surrounded Pomaria. A Galactic Police commander descended into the castle. He wore advanced armor and carried a weapon especially designed to destroy parasitic organisms. The Demon Lord welcomed him personally. I believe you have something for me. The commander handed him several cases filled with intergalactic currency. The Demon Lord immediately began counting. The police surrounded Tako. The commander raised his weapon. Parasite 80805. Your escape is over. Tako looked at the Demon Lord. The Demon Lord did not look back. He was too busy counting the reward money for the third time, just to make sure. Chapter 7. The Last Battle. Before the police could fire, the castle doors exploded. The mage and the paladin of the Peach Kingdom had returned. But this time, they were not alone. With them stood an elven bard. She was the second in command in the Peach Kingdom. She was also the heir of an ancient form of light magic capable of purifying darkness itself. Her name was Melodia, and she had loved the hero of Peaches. She knew that some part of him still exists inside Tako, but she also believed destroying Tako was the only way to free him. The bard raised her instrument. Light filled the throne room. The Galactic Police prepared their weapons. The Demon Lord continued counting his money. And Tako found himself trapped between every person who wanted him dead. The police wanted to complete his sentence. The Peach Warriors wanted revenge. The Demon Lord wanted his reward. For the first time, Tako truly believed his story was about to end. Then, everything became quiet. Inside Tako's mind, the hero of Peaches appeared. Not as prisoner, not as enemy, but as a memory standing with a field of peach blossom. The hero looked at Tako and smiled. Get up. Tako could barely move. The light magic was tearing through his body. The hero continued. Your story isn't over yet. Tako did not understand. Why would the hero help the creature that had eaten him? Perhaps the hero believed Tako could change. Perhaps he wanted to save the kingdoms. Or perhaps spending several weeks trapped inside Tako had already driven him completely insane. Whatever the reason, the hero shared his strength. Tako stood. The Demon Lord finally looked away from his money. The Galactic Commander aimed his weapon. Melodia unleashed the full power of her inherited light magic. and Tako moved. First, he launched towards the Demon Lord. The Demon Lord shouted, "Wait! We can negotiate!" Tako ate him. Then Tako turned towards the Galactic Commander. The Commander fired. Tako absorbed the blast, reached him, and ate him too. The power of the Demon Lord filled Tako with dark magic. The biology and armor of the Galactic Commander gave him resistance to anti-parasitic weapons. The hero's strength held his body together. Three different forces combined inside him: hero, demon, alien. The light magic struck. The castle disappeared behind an explosion visible across the entire kingdom. For several moments there was nothing but white light, then darkness. Chapter 8. Tako Amhero. Tako awakened in a bed, not just any bed, the enormous royal bed belonging to the Demon Lord. He tried to move and discovered something unexpected: arms, legs, a body, a face. The forms he had absorbed had combined into something entirely new: the strength of the hero, the darkness of the Demon Lord, the adaptive nature of the parasite. The appearance now recognize as Tako Amhero. Amhero, part monster, part hero, part exterminatum intergalactic criminal. He looked into the mirror. The hero's voice spoke inside his mind. This is strange. The Demon Lord's voice responded. Why are you sharing a body? Why are we sharing a body? The police commander's voice shouted. You are still under arrest. Tako smiled. This new existence was going to be complicated. Soon three figures entered the room. The first was Velka, the half-spider alchemist, a mysterious scientist potion maker and a professional cause of laboratory explosions. The second was Bracus, the enormous wolf-armored Dark Knight. He rarely spoke, he did not need to. His sword was approximately the size of a small building. The third was Mordrin, a vampire sorceress and former advisor of the Demon Lord. Unlike the others, Mordrin did not appear surprised. He simply examined Tako and smiled. So, he said, our new ruler is awake. Tako pointed at himself. Mordrin nodded. You consumed the Demon Lord by the traditional laws of the Orange Kingdom that makes you the new Demon Lord. Tako had not been aware of this law. It seems like a dangerous system of government. Mordrin then explained the political situation. The Orange Kingdom had lost its ruler. The Peach Kingdom had lost its hero. But kingdoms were vulnerable. War between them would destroy and what remained. But the hero still existed inside Tako. Therefore, Mordrin proposed a truce. The two kingdoms should unite beneath Tako's rule. The Orange Kingdom would gain the power of the hero. The Peach Kingdom would regain part of its protector. And Tako would gain control over nearly the entire continent. Mordrin described this as a diplomatic solution. Tako described it as a free real estate. Chapter 9. The Union of Fruits. The surviving leaders of the Peach Kingdom arrived at the Orange Castle. The mage did not trust Tako. The paladin definitely did not trust Tako. Melodia trusted him even less. But when Tako spoke, the voice of the hero occasionally emerged alongside his own. Melodia could feel the hero's presence. He was still there, changed but alive. Mordrin formally proposed the union of the kingdoms. Melodia resisted. She called Tako a monster, a parasite, a thief wearing the hero's power, all technically accurate statements. But she also understood the danger facing Pomaria. The galactic police might return, other kingdoms might attack. Without the hero, the Peach Kingdom could not protect itself. Without the Demon Lord, the Orange Kingdom would collapse into a civil war. And somewhere inside Tako, the hero asked her to give him a chance. Reluctantly, Melodia accepted. The Orange Kingdom and the Peach Kingdom were united. Not through love, not through friendship, not through centuries of careful diplomacy, but because an alien parasite had eaten both sides of the conflict. History books would later describe this event as a complicated political merger. Tako described it as large. Chapter 10: The Perfect Plan. There was still one final problem. The Galactic Police knew Tako had been found on Pomaria. If the commander did not report back, they would send an entire fleet. Fortunately, Tako had absorbed the commander, his appearance, his memories, his security codes, even his deeply disappointing taste in music. Tako returned to the crashed police vessel, hidden in the forest. Using his shape-shifting abilities, transformed into the commander. He activated the communication system. A hologram appeared. Commander, report. Has the parasite been captured? Tako stood perfectly straight. The parasite remains at large. The officer on the other side became concerned. Do you require reinforcement? Tako smiled politely. Negative. I have established an alliance with the inhabitants of this planet. They are assisting with the investigation. Understood. How long will the search continue? Tako looked towards the orange and peach banners flying together in the distance. As long as necessary. The transmission officer hesitated. Commander, are you certain everything is under control? Tako's smiles became slightly wider. Completely. He placed one hand over the communication control. I will remain on Pomaria until the parasite is captured. Do not send reinforcement. Then he leaned closer on the skin, over and out. Tako returned to his true form. His evil smile remained. He had escaped the court, he had escaped the police, he had gained a body, a castle, an army, and 2 kingdoms. While the intergalactic tribunal order still existed, somewhere in the universe, Tako was still off-sale market for elimination. He could not spend the rest of his life hiding. He needed the universe to see him differently, not as parasite, not as a destroyer, not as a creature responsible for the disappearance of several planets and one sandwich. He needed popularity. He needed influence. He needed millions of loyal supporters who would defend him from public criticism and possibly intergalactic prosecution. And so, Tako created one final plan. He would broadcast himself across the universe. He would play games, tell stories, make people laugh, build a community. He would introduce the universe to the new Tako, a hero, a ruler, a creator, a completely innocent individual who definitely had not eaten everyone who disagreed with him. If enough people loved Tako, perhaps public opinion would change. If public opinion changed, the tribunal might be forced to cancel his sentence. And once the entire universe trusted him, Tako could conquer it without anybody noticing. But mostly, he wanted to relax, play video games, make videos, and enjoy his new life without being haunted by space police. That is why Tako streams. That is why Tako creates, and that is why all of you are called mimics. You are not merely viewers. You are citizens of a growing intergalactic kingdom. You are witness to the greatest redemption story the universe has ever seen, or the beginning of its most successful invasion. Honestly, we have not decided yet. So mimics, thank you for listening to the true story of Tako Amhero. Remember to support your king, spread the word, protect the kingdom, and should anyone from the Intergalactic Tribunal ask a question, you have never seen me before. Tako out. Bye bye.